Leonie, I'll switch a question for you. What is something that you've told someone that, you gave them some feedback, about something that you didn't like and they actually adjusted it?
The sex never good.
Cha-cha.
I like that way.
Welcome to the Kommon Cents Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, check us out on Spotify and all our socials at Kommon Cents University. Kommon Cents, make it make sense. All right, so as usual, we have our intelligent co-host. We got Witter the legend. How's it going, Mr. Witter?
Well, tonight it's all about having some reasoning. You know what I mean? With my good old friend. Well, we're not old still. Good long time friend. Leonie.
Definitely.
Hey,
Q, how's it
everybody.
going?
You
Hey,
you're
listen.
cute from the start, you know.
Huh?
Q, you're good?
Like, you're cute. You there?
No, Agent Leonie, so I listen to her, you know?
Okay, good.
Definitely,
vibes.
definitely. And we have Agent Leonie here in the house as well. We're not even call the next name, but definitely you're looking amazing. You know, welcome to the
thank you,
podcast.
Father. I showered.
You brought up our looks average a little bit, tonight. But how are you?
Thank you. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It should be very interesting tonight. Yeah.
It should definitely be interesting. But you know what? Before we jump into the questions, tell us a little bit about yourself, Leonie.
Lord Jesus. We never planned for the
man.
part here.
No, just tell a little piece. You don't have to give you everything.
Okay.
Just
All right. So, hi, I'm Leonie. I'm a girl. My name is. All right. I'm from Jamaica. Well, who should know that by the accent by now. I do marketing, entertainment, and sales, and I'm also a artist management as well. So a little bit of something for those who know. I dabble in anything have to do with entertainment. That's me.
She wears many hats. Which is great. And you know what? Thank you for that brief introduction. We're going to jump right into the questions. Not into the questions, but we're going to jump into the topic, right? So tonight's topic is, are men still pleasing their women?
Lord Jesus. But
Hot
I'm so
topic.
good for that one here. Wait. I'm so good for that one here.
And we thought, if we're gonna ask that question, we can't just have peer man on the podcast to answer them question. We want a woman.
No, because they're
woman's
going to pick up
perspective.
from one another. So, yeah.
All right. So here I'm gonna kick it off now, and Leonie, I'm gonna throw the first question out to you because you're the newbie. How would you define? I have to define it first before we jump in it, right?
All right.
And want everybody give me their perspective. But how do you define relationship satisfaction? How do you define it?
I mean, there's different perks to it. So it all depends on you, and it all depends on your partner. And it also depends on what you're looking for from your partner. So if it's a case where it's just friends with benefit kind of thing, the whole pleasure from that is different from a whole committed relationship. So it's a little bit of both world. It all depends. Before we go into the detailed aspect of it, that's the outer part of it for me right there.
All right, cool. I like it. Witter, talk to me. How are you defining relationship satisfaction?
Well, a relationship nowadays don't have much communication. I think that's where it leads to a person not knowing what their partner likes or want.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not just talking sexually. We're talking about, the simple things like their favorite colors. They don't even know that. You know what I mean? Where they were born, family. They're not communicating enough. So satisfaction comes through knowing your partner.
True.
So that's where it starts.
All right, perfect. You have a communication piece of Q. Talk to me. How you defining it?
Respect and communication, because to me, 90% of the time when you have issues, it's like a ship. The problem is not about the water where the outside of the ship or the water where get inside of the ship. So when you have your ship go on and your ship sail, you have to make sure say we're inside solid. So no matter what noise I make outside, no matter what I go through outside, it can't affect it. Yeah. So respect and
Love that.
communication.
True. I agree with that.
I'm curious, so like you turn CL, I don't know how go on, but all right. Anyway, so just my perspective for you, on touch on some very valid points, and I think one of the area I never really hear and say, although Leonie kind of touch upon that, is the physical and sexually fulfilled part of it as well. You know,
Yeah.
that affect in it. So you have the communication, you know, you have the respect and the trust and understanding the partner, but definitely the sexual and the physical part of it. And also emotional as well, right?
True.
So, yeah. So, like how we kind of define it and everybody kind of dip on the same page in terms of like, you know, the satisfaction. We'll jump into some next question and all. All right. So when you hear about emotional connection, what comes to mind? We start with that one there.
Wait up. I think you should take this one first.
Okay, get voluntold.
Go again with the question again, Jackson.
When I hear emotional connection, what comes to mind?
You know,
So
emotional connection, it
Yeah.
is what it is. Is like people said, the energy of both partners are connected, are in sync. It's about when you're talking to that person and you feel like you know that person forever. It's like free flowing, you know, you're not forcing anything. So it actually brings interest. So probably if the body wasn't wow, but after talking to that person, you said, no, sir, I love that energy here. I think I like this energy. So that sometimes outweighs the financial and also the physical. Because if the energy doesn't connect, it makes no sense nowadays. You have someone just, you know, you can't connect. So that's what it is for me. Emotional connection.
True. Makes
So,
sense.
all right, I want to give you something tangible, you know. Like, tell me something meaningful. Like you talk about the emotional connection. So tell me something meaningful that you know, maybe not you have done for your partner, but maybe your partner have done for you recently. Or something, you know, I mean, I don't know if you want to get too personal, but you know.
No,
No,
man, man. Personal with a come.
they set you against it. Emotionally, with a partner, and I'm speaking general, you know. All right, so I've been in cases where, you know, you have a partner and you realize that, you know, literally finish each other's sentence. So for example, you're about to call that person and that person, you and them text and call at the same time. I say, you know, it's a connection like that. You're about to text them, ask them what's for lunch, and you realize that you guys were texting the same thing. There are a lot of different ways where that can come into place. Emotional also come with sexually. You know what I mean? You guys making love and at the same time, she probably want to touch her there and it click in your mind and you touch her there same time. So all emotional are different ways. As I said, energy, I'm big on energy, and it's energy bring connections, and if you have connection with your partner, that's the best way to start.
True.
Leonie, talk to you. Give me something. What's something meaningful that, you know, your partner did for you to make you feel appreciated? And the reason why I ask, because a majority of our listeners are actually men. So we want you to tell me something that like a guy did for you that made you feel
Yeah,
special.
we're learning.
Because we learn, we are right. Hey, secure take notes, say, you know.
I mean, all right. So for me, when it comes on to that, sometimes it's not about physical things. You know, it's the thought that counts. So sometimes it can be a situation where, you know, the guy just make a call and be like, hey, I wanted to see you, or I'm coming over, or anything of that. It touched me more because I'm like, oh my God, he's thinking about me kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be something you buy, or he can remember that, oh, so she like chocolate and this type of chocolate. And him say, oh, I was thinking about you and miss this and my buy because I know see you like it. So there are different forms of emotional connection, like you say. Also, there can be a situation where you and him just in the room or you're there somewhere and he's just like, yo, I love you or something that touched me, but I don't know about nobody else. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the little things that count for me. It's not always about the big things. So you can be emotional connected to a person in various ways. So you like which I said before, you just have to know your partner. So it's all about knowing what your partner likes, what they would appreciate, what you would appreciate. So sometimes for me, I give off what I would like. So
Mm.
me that.
All right.
I
So
know
me look at
something.
answer now,
Yeah.
and you said a lot, but I think what's more important is what you didn't say. That's more important because what I didn't hear you say is,
Uh-huh.
him come and drop a 10 like I mean, US me I use it now, but you see a Jamaica and drop 100,000 for your this. I say, oh, hear that. Not saying
And
that you
then
don't love that.
no, and then again, I like I said, it's about knowing your partner because
Mm-hmm.
it's not always about the money for me.
Thank you.
While with other females, especially them nowadays women here, it's just all about the money for them. For me, is I always say, like my great grandmother always tell me, whatever a man can do for you, you should be able to can do it for yourself. Me nah, so I'm not gonna feel nice if him say, be
Say that
still
again.
100 years.
Hold on. Pull up. Where the pull up button there? What you
No,
say a while ago?
it's true. That's how I was taught. Whatever a guy can do for you, you can do it for yourself. So, I
Yeah.
mean, in no way at all, no matter how much money a man have, like, which I know me a long time, and we've been friends for decades. And Kemar, you know me too.
Yeah.
I was never phased by how much money a man have because if him put on 5 bills, me can put on $200. Like, come on,
Something. Match
something.
your energy.
Yeah,
I
just
love
match
that.
the energy. It doesn't always have to be about money because sometimes a man don't have it and I'm afraid to say it because he's a man. But for me, you should be able to can read your person. And then again, can I go at KFC? Come I like KFC still know what but just I said. Not every woman is like that. So it's just for you to
Yeah.
know who your partner is. So that
Love
is it.
that. We love that. And as I say, read your partner. I like how you said that. Can I segue into the next part? Q. Um, how should you handle it when your partner seems upset or distant? Or how do you handle it? If you want me to ask it away.
Well, at the same time, you can't be a mind reader. And
True.
so if I that you ask me, she upset, I'm gonna know what she upset about. If me have a reader her mind, that's impossible, right?
Yeah.
But just you showing her that you care, that you really want to know what go on, right? Make
Yeah.
a difference. And if you
True.
realize that you do that and it now fears her, can mean two other things. Means you have to probably get a little bit more personal with her, or maybe just have to give her a little space. It all depending on the
Mm.
mood and the place.
But again, that knowing your partner coming to play there, so.
No, I
But
mean,
what I know about Q, sometimes there are signs, there are signs for you to know, say, all right, at this tick her off, or you never do something what you did ask if you do, or just there are signs sometimes you can tell before she get to the extreme upset part.
no, but you see me big on communicating, I'm not a mind reader.
Yeah.
So she have
So
to tell you.
no, she not have to tell me, but we will
Oh,
communicate. If you quiet and me I try read your mind and me I try ask a question and you not communicate with me, right? Because the end of the day, as I said, it can be a case where she might just want some time by herself, because times like that are, it can be a case where she don't really want you to ask her a question, she want you to cheer her up,
True.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
sometimes me not even know myself, sometimes I come up, sometimes reach a me and say I want juice and me end up I eat ice cream. So so you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's all
But
about
Leonie,
it's all about trying.
yeah. So I think one common trend I hear men say all the while, right? My bridging my reason and them say, yo, me's not a mind reader, right?
But
Why
there are
is it that
signs.
your
There
friend them,
are,
well, your friend them, I'm gonna say your friend them,
yes.
why your friend them when something is going on and they have like they're upset about it, why them can't just communicate and say, yo, I feel
Because, like
I
I
felt
said,
offended when you said, are you know?
all right. So there are time
Yeah,
and place. All right. So I've been in a situation once, right, where my partner did something, but the place, I couldn't do anything at the place or say anything because I didn't want to trigger off an emotion. So me they wait
yeah,
till me reach home before me say, yo, Ray, whatever, and so on. So sometimes it all depends on the time and the place. And then if it's something physical, you're supposed to know, so you're because so you're supposed to know. So I would be giving you signs. For example, if we
yeah.
are out and you do something that offended me, I'm not the type of girl who go crash out at the same time. So I'll be like, me will either look for you a particular way, so you're supposed to be like, oh shit, me should do that. Or so. But you
Yeah.
have some guys that are oblivious to certain things where they just blind. Where sometimes you just want to shoot them. so
So question.
this
Sometimes
is where it comes in when Q say no. I'm not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mind reader, so you have to tell me. But me we tell you about me, I go wait until like you really don't know say that you don't do why me vex. So yeah,
So,
it's a
hold
time
on.
and place why we're not going to tell you at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, Q. No man ever choke yet.
hmm? that, that,
We
that,
not talk that way, we not talk that. No,
we're not
because
gonna discuss that with you on a podcast.
I don't know. Hey, you're out. We'll move on to something else, yeah, man. God.
Yeah. No,
All
no,
right.
but sometimes though, them look at thing that when a woman get mad sometimes
Mm-hmm.
and you act like you don't know what go on. Sometimes when you know too much, sometimes that's not good neither. You know? Sometimes you must make your woman get steaming and you help her to release the steam in other ways, you know what I mean?
Oh,
What on? Wait the queue. Well, I know it's something like you're one of them who are blind to certain things because you know, so you go, can I say that word? Let's use the back in the days word. You go dugu it out from her. Forget out the steam. Come like you're one of them one, I love provoke people to the, can you know, say, all right, I'm going to punish you
makeup
tonight. You
sex.
see? Makeup sex.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
cannot.
if that is what you want to call it,
Yeah, man. Oh, okay. I see. You see you.
Judge.
I saw.
All right.
But I mean, there are signs, so it shouldn't be hard.
Huh?
There are
You,
signs.
Me not-
There are signs to
no, cause
know.
here why sometimes you know good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a sign and what you think
Yeah.
should blame you for something totally different, and you go talk
True.
where you have to talk.
Oh, yeah. And you're afraid to bust by yourself.
Hold on. So, you're the fix for that. You're not supposed to have nothing where you need to bust by yourself in the first place. So, if you go bust by yourself,
Daddy,
and you put yourself in a problem.
da. Jackson, since you is a perfect man living in a perfect world, go on talk.
All right. Let me ask the
Wait
next
up.
question because
Yeah. Ask me the same question. Oh, yeah, there's a choice question there
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. Ask me that same question.
Hey, I say this, right? God
uh,
gave woman a lot of things.
yeah.
You give them hair, right? Hair on the head. And they go and put on hair. You give them eyebrow, them shave it off and dry it.
And dry back
Huh?
with pencil.
Eyelash. They put on eyelash. Even God can't please a woman, but we're willing to learn. Continue.
We are easy to be pleased. You just up and do what? But it just make me sound hard.
It's a very powerful topic. So continue. I'm listening.
Why? Anyway, we continue. So we are talking about communication. Since we're on the communication topic, right? Wita, what is something that you have adjusted based on your partner's feedback? As we're talking about communication, right? So since you want the woman to communicate more, right? What is something that your woman say, yo, I mean, I like that, you adjust it, you actually listen to her and change.
Well, I won't give one thing that I've learned in this world to one relationship. I believe that every relationship is a trial and error, and they prepare for the man.
Hold on. You're not in your 20s.
We don't want
You're not in your
20s.
I've been very politically correct.
No. We don't want you politically correct with that.
We don't want that.
So with saying that, at times that I was very, very aggressive.
And dark, yes.
And I didn't know that I was doing this. And I came off a phone call once. And when I finished the phone call, the person at the time said to me, say, your friends, them not tell us them you come off forceful. I said, after the man again, what are you talking about? And she said, you were on the call and I heard you said this. What about saying it this way? And I never really look at it. That I
like
the
the girl. That's tell you butt up the girl.
I saw I'm bridging them that talk to still, but go on.
I'm normally, aggressive and you know what I mean. Sometimes you have to be, what I call it now. You have to be politically correct. You have to know how to talk to person. So that's one of them. So I learned to curve my speech a bit. I'm not fully improved, but I'm getting there. So that's one. So that thing that my partner would point out to me.
Leonie, I'll switch a question for you. What is something that you've told someone that, you give them some feedback, about something that you didn't like and they actually adjusted it?
The sex never good.
Cha-cha.
I like that way.
A joke.
No, we're going to too quick, man. Hold on.
No, a joke. What? Yeah, the adjustment part.
No.
Go ahead, Leon. We're listening. I'm fixing
it. No. The adjustment part. No, man, you have someone out there that have heard this before and they want to know how to adjust. So talk to me.
Okay, what I said.
Yes.
Why? Where drink the float
so I'm joking with that one, guys. But for me, one thing I've told someone, a partner that I didn't like is the way how you express yourself. So for example, you're upset about something, but instead of telling me I didn't like this or I didn't appreciate that, you just shout and dip on the top of your voice or being, just disgusting for no reason. So I'm just like, I don't like that. But if you say to me in a calmer way where I can be like, all right, someone do this for you, or probably I said this and I can adjust it afterwards or something. But yeah, that's one thing. When I like people talk to me too strong for no reason at all.
Are you a friend with that? Are you with a friend?
No, man. Which I does that differently. But I've been in situations where
moving on.
No, sir.
Talk, man. I want
no, yes, which I know. Yes, which I know. Which I know if we talk to people for true, and a couple of times we are couple and with other friends them say, which you can't talk to the girl like that, or you can't talk to the nigga like that.
Let's move forward. This is not a podcast.
Why are you topic for?
Yeah, Mark.
Hold on. You see, a while ago, I was talking to Q, you know. Are you over there say you want a question or we're not asking no question?
No,
So
you
you ask
not.
a
I
question.
said not you.
Mm-mm.
Oh God.
Q, that topic I had, that question I had. So me ask you the question as well. What is something what is something that you know something that you've received feedback about, or if you want to switch it around, that you have given feedback and you know it has actually been adjusted in a relationship?
Listening, because sometimes somebody might say A, B, and they never say C, but them probably are both for say C, and you attack them or them attack you just because you never take time out for listen. One of the thing about communication is not just about talking, you know, it's also about listening. Give the person sometimes it good for y'all go a good 10 seconds in your mind or 5 seconds. Make sure so the person finish what they must say before you interrupt them. Yeah. Listening. It's very important.
Powerful word, listening.
And don't listen to respond either. Listen to understand.
Definitely. I like that you said that, because a lot of people they listen to before you even finish that, they like them have a rebuttal ready for you. But you actually didn't hear what the person say and observe and try to
And
understand
observe it before
their
you
perspective.
respond.
So here you have it, folks. We're gonna take a quick break and come back. I understand we have to do what we have to do. But boy, I don't want to spicy. I put on me. I forget my bulletproof vest and come back, you know, cause I forget my bulletproof vest and come back.
But let's stay so bad, man. Let's stay so bad.
Anyway. I'll go for a quick break and we'll be back. Common sense, make it make sense.
Well, welcome forward. I'm so back. You can't say back. Welcome forward. Common sense, make it make sense. You know what I mean? If you're just joining us, make sure you go ahead and like, and don't be afraid to comment, subscribe, check us out on different platforms like Instagram, Spotify, you know what I mean, X, you know what I mean, TikTok. We're on all these platforms. Make sure you follow us at Kommon Cents University. Boy, conversation wow. Leonie, it's a pleasure having you on Kommon Cents again. You know what I mean? We appreciate you gracing us with your presence. And for the man there, you go for yourself. We don't know yourself. Are men still pleasing their women? That's the question. I said before, not even God can. But we keep this episode just, we have this episode just to try to learn. And that's why we have beautiful Agent Leonie here with us. So let's talk about what does it mean to please a woman. Leonie, explain that. So when a man please you, what does that mean?
In what sense of it are we talking about though?
Anyone that comes to your mind.
All right. Once upon a time, not long ago, you know, men were the natural providers, as they say in the Bible back then. But now you don't find a lot of guys now that please them woman, whether mentally, emotionally, or sexually, all of them just not doing what they're supposed to do. You know, it's like they are more tapped into their feminine side and want to be treated like a princess than pleasing the woman. You know what I mean? To get the king treatment. But I mean, in today's modern day, it rough. It rough when it come on to men pleasing women. It rough. You'll find like a 5% or a 10%, but
5 and 10% of men. pleases their woman. In
Yes.
Agent Leonie statistic or book of that. You go write a book, Leonie.
I am going to write a book. Trust me. And this go out. But I tell no lie.
That's someone like with serious trouble, man. 5 to 10% of
But I
men know
mean,
how
all
to
right,
please their women.
you hear a lot of women talk nowadays, and they're like, "Yo, man, not do this and man, not do that," and from they're not helping at home, they're not helping financially, they're not helping physically, emotionally, then they're not even not helping in the bedroom because from them come at it that. Me not depend that, my friend.
No, you
And
see,
I've heard men that say, "Yo, from them come, Then no business if she no want come, him come and done."
Who
It's
come first
facts.
win?
oh,
It's
it's like,
facts.
wow. Lily, before I go to the
Yes,
gentleman, let me ask you a question.
yes.
Is it the reason why a lot of women are moving towards sex toys? The popular one that is on the store right now, that the
Is
ladies,
Rose?
Jesus Christ, might even not even say. But that, but let's look at this factor here before we go into roads.
Mm-hmm.
What do you classify as cheating? And is cheating a deal breaker for you?
Yes, cheating is a deal breaker for me. Because why you go cheat? Like what? Make it make sense. I'll do everything for you sexually. Go for my heads up, do this, all of them something there. And where you go, they go cheat for? Because man's supposed to have sex 24/7 right round the clock. I not like that because you're not going to be comfortable if I cheat. So why are you cheating?
All right. So if cheating is a deal breaker and cheating is wrong in your, so cheating mean that he's going out getting pleasure from someone else, right?
Not just that. By you just entertaining someone is a form of cheating because you're entertaining to go and meet up the person or something. So it's not just having sex, it's from connecting, texting, flirting, and all them something there is a
Oh, so
form of cheating.
from a man send a text to a woman for you is cheating. Any
It
suggestive
depends.
text?
It depends on the form of text. Because you can genuinely be taking
Suggestive.
upon a friend,
No,
but
suggestive text.
once it's suggestive, it's form of cheating. I'm sorry.
So when you using the rules, when your husband work
That
hard,
is not cheating.
hold on. Remember we talk about listening, and listening is not listening to response. Respond. No, if your husband is a manly man and he work hard and home and you want that loving and
Yeah.
he give what he could have
Yes.
and he then roll over and fall asleep and you're not pleased. Hold on. Remember, listening. Only if I take that
Listen, we don't judge.
No, if that's the case, and while he's sleeping, you turn to something. It's not a someone or something to give you pleasure. Isn't using the rose cheating?
This is not cheating.
Why?
Right.
It's giving you pleasure, right?
Yes, it's giving me pleasure, but here, hold on. Wouldn't you feel better as the man to know that something is giving me pleasure than someone?
No.
Because wait.
Nothing else about me to give you pleasure.
Wait. No. Remember, as you men say, female cheat with emotions, while y'all cheat just because you just want to feel nice and
You
done.
can't tell me no. I've seen cases where women are so emotionally attached to that rose. I've heard about it. I've seen it. A matter of fact, we go interject one of those clips with Maka Diamond talking about it. Where if the man throw it away, them walk away with the relationship. Them mark or down, them fret.
It just gives a different stimulation where it just make you.
I tell you, if God can please come on,
Listen to me. With a toy, with a toy, you can just put it at that direct spot that hits, and you just God. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's not cheating. To
It's
me,
not cheating.
no,
It's not the
that
man
is
doing
not
it.
cheating.
He's not
Eh?
aware of it. The man don't like them things in the room. You're hiding behind his back and you're using it. And it's not cheating. Okay, let's talk to
No, it's
Jackson.
not cheating. There is no physical,
There's no what?
there is no human physical attachment to it. It's just a toy. Just
So hold on.
just like you
So
men like
wait,
your
wait,
video
it a
game
float.
and this and that. That is our video game.
Hold on.
Okay?
You say there's no
That's your
physical
video game.
attachment. So
Rose is
it
a
a
video
floating
game,
in the
Leonie.
air.
What?
Hold
Hold
on,
on.
Jackson. We're not going
No,
to fall into
I'm
the ear what you
saying
say
just
while
like you men like your
Jackson,
video game
when
and
nothing's
something.
gonna-
It's our video game.
So Rose is a video game.
It's our video game, yes.
This year. Well, so wait, BD press. What are they?
Yeah, we put in the cheat code, you know?
Jackson, what do you think about
back forward, don't know why.
indeed why?
Why?
Jackson.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Hold on. We don't get into the conversation. I get to go eat it. Jackson, when it comes to relationship, say and this is generally speaking, a man is not able to please his woman. Do you think the way for her to approach it is to find Rose, because you're a friend no matter about Rose, or as Q mentioned earlier on, why depend on the man to read your mind at all times? And I mentioned communication. Is it an approach where she should communicate and be honest about it instead of pretending that she's reaching the climax and then when he's fast asleep, she go visit Rose and cheat on him with Rose? What do you think, Jackson?
Well, I mean, yes, hear the thing I know, right? When you say the man now performing at the bedroom, right?
That's Leonie said that. Leonie said that.
No, yeah, obviously not you. But anyway, yeah. So, that can mean a lot of things, right? Because you have a lot of performance styles, So, there's a lot of performance styles. So, maybe if 1 hour premium can try something else.
Then what if he doesn't want to try something else?
So the boy named Joe Grind, that boy invade my premises. They move in with him friend when named Horal. And when Horal come involved in the thing, me lose my baby mother. So basically,
you got bun?
Yeah, not the bun. They get the whole bakery. Patty, cocoa bread, tutti fruit, plantain tart, bun and cheese.
If my well, you see them will try something else at the woman will go on road. Right? So
she doesn't have to go. She doesn't have to go outside. She just use the Rose.
No, but I'm saying, because remember saying, she will come to him and say, yo, here we are going. We need to talk to you about something, right?
Well, yeah, they didn't say that, She didn't say she didn't learn that, She just got to Rose. She can't bother with the chatting because
You ask the question. You ask the question, so I'm like, okay, I'll use the Rose. So if you fall asleep and me well pleasured or whatever, I'm not gonna go outside, but I have a toy, so I'm going to use a toy.
No, but me not believe in that. Me feel like saying that's something where you're supposed to communicate to the man and say, yo, you are going. It's a like a 2 minutes something there. It's not gonna really work,
I mean,
it's not gonna really work. Or because you have to think about it, right? Women are stimulated by different things. Some women are stimulated by penetration, and some of them are
stimulated by another something. Yeah.
Something ticklish business, right? So, it's really depending on the woman, and if the woman is stimulated by something other than penetration, and that's all you have to offer, then maybe that's not the woman for you, right? And then you have some woman where even though she's stimulated by penetration, it has to be a prolonged penetration, so the 2 minute thing not gonna work. So you have to decide now, say, oh, all right, it's either if you want to keep the woman, you have to do one or two things. Well, actually, you can do many, right? But if what you're doing is not working, you have to go add something to it, or you have to go find a tie or something. But I think,
Oh, so you're saying
you're in a grown up. Hold on.
Okay.
You're in a grown up relationship, right? So you're supposed to kind of communicate together and say, yo, here we go on. Me now go do that, but me hold it for you while you just show me how to use it. Right?
Or even that.
No. No,
No,
if
come
it's a
on.
if it's a man way if she no, if
Come
it's a
on,
woman that come
yeah,
from
look for the
penetration.
woman then. Where? Yes, she
Hold on, no.
Come on.
If it's a woman that come from penetration now, because you know, me sure say probably like a percentage of man will hold the roads, but me sure say no man not go hold no, you know?
Yeah, them not gonna hold the next one. That the
We don't
yes.
know what I want. But anyway, yeah, that is my answer, sir.
Well, when Jackson saying to Leonie, you know what I mean, that she have to look at the fact that you have to communicate to the man. You have to communicate to the man. If you're not pleased, don't pretend. Ladies, the man not pleasing you, don't pretend. Have that very difficult conversation.
Okay, in a situation like that, so what if you don't want to hurt his feelings? Because
enough man can't manage the truth, you know.
Yeah, a lot of men cannot manage the truth, so you don't want to hurt his feelings.
Let's look at this, Leonie. In banking, there's a KC, knowing your customer.
KYC,
yeah, knowing your customer. Yeah. So in relationship, we're going to say KYP, knowing your partner. So you have to understand that if you're going to with somebody that is that dark and you can't talk to them, probably shouldn't be that person anyways. Because I tell you, men, if you're not having that conversation, or woman, you're not having that conversation, chances are why all of you so happy and nobody complaining. If it's not Rose or Joe. But we get to that. But as Jackson said, you know what I mean? Probably if you don't have that stamina, you know what I mean, you can assist her with holding Rose. But I don't think enough man ever want to do that. If you're in my case, me take Rose and tip up on you and mash up. But anyways.
Well, wait. So hold on. Answer this with her though. If you find out that your significant other have a rose and you don't like it and you dash her, would you feel better to know that she have a next man pleasing her than the rose then?
That's the thing. Why the comparison have to be so far apart? That's what we're talking about, knowing your partner and communication.
All right. Answer this next question.
Suppose you dash a rose.
Yeah, you got dash a rose, right?
Well, are you willing? The conversation, but the conversation can't get. Go on, go ahead.
Are you all right? Say she come to you and you say, you know, B, I not get that pleasure there, you know, and I have a toy and you lick out against it. Why for the lick out, but whatever. And you don't like the rose and you go take it that way. And she says she like a particular way of getting pleased. Are you willing to give her that, you know, that stimulation to please her?
Hold on. Remember, you know, look at it this way. Sex, from my understanding, there's different ways. It's not just a man going on and a woman that makes her come. There are different ways. It could be the touch. A man can literally let his woman climax before he even enter her.
True.
Yeah? So if it's a case where the woman is not having that conversation or you're not having that conversation with your partner, chances are the two of you are living a lie.
But you're not answering the question.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Remember, listen. All right, let me finish. No, if it's a case where she said to you that she is not stimulated, remember what Jackson said? Is either you're going to work with her or you said this is not a thing for you. Nobody can force no man to do nothing. Any man do not because they want to do it. See? So if it's a case, ladies must look on that little machine that you have put in there that is going to it's mashing up your nervous system down there. Soon you're not going to have a feeling. You're going to have something called dead clitoris.
Not a thing, Nagosa. Lie them a tell. Ladies, get you your toy, okay? Get you your toy. It saves you
No,
from connecting to other persons that don't necessarily need to.
The information is there, Leon. Go look it up. You don't want to hear the truth, but I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. A lot of ladies that are using rose, their clitoris are dead.
Not because them use it too often. You don't have to use it every day, 24/7 right around the clock.
Tell the man the truth. If the man please you, tell him. If he is that gonna work on himself or decide what he's gonna do to please his partner, but don't pretend. The both of you are living a lie. It makes no sense.
You should also
hear
tell
that? Hold
the
on.
guys. You should
Well,
also
why
tell
you
the
killing
guys.
him, you know? Why would I pick on me? I mean, ask the question, you know.
You should also
Bye-bye.
tell the guys that, yo, when the lady comes to you and she's explaining certain things, to give an open mind, because she not tell you, say, what you do bad. It's just that it's not, she not feel it anymore. So
You want to talk to me about that. I'm giving you a chance to.
why am I running,
No.
man?
No, man, I can't ask you all of the questions.
Yeah, what going on now? Q are roots, man. So more here talk about the roots. What about the angle? The man them can't help themselves. Get so spirulina and so.
Well, you have Saucy Perla, you
Yeah.
have Medina, you have Honey Goat,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
you have what that bush name again? With the little white, with the little yellow pebble, the little with the beat them now Spanish needle.
Spanish nigga. Yeah.
Yeah. All of them things. And I help
I didn't know
Power,
Spanish people
powder.
could
and you have,
drink.
yeah. And then sometimes
And guava. Yeah.
and guava bush, you simple as you take it, stop on the guava bush, them and you can drink them too. But here the thing sometimes too. Sometimes little spice up a go on too. Yeah, little, little fun, little excitement, you can't just both men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to laugh, you need to go out, you need to do things.
True. I agree with that.
Just jump in the bed and just start. So, little vibes are for there sometimes.
So it's very important that you're saying that there are a lot of times in a relationship, sex become a
one more
routine.
thing. CMOS.
CMOS.
Yeah, CMOS is good too.
But there are a lot of times that you're saying, Q, that sex become a routine thing for relationships and the spice is missing. That's what you said.
Well, based on what you ask me, but just to give suggestion. For solve that little issue there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You make a good point.
Yes. But yes, with that also, yes, you're right. And also, a woman can, if Agent Leone wished to say the truth, a man cannot perform good, but it just always at the same place.
That's nice.
Exactly. That we don't want to hear from you. So the man might listen. So
You need to clarify the same place.
Huh?
Statement there.
So what you say about that, Agent?
Well, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, elaborate more on that.
No, you can. They have sex the same place all the time. That's boring.
So
when I say same place, what you mean? You mean in terms of bedroom?
Cut me up against the wall. We're up on the roof of a conversation. Lift up my dress and just push in the
Yeah.
So in other words, what Leon is saying, men has to be spontaneous.
Yeah.
You can't always use the bedroom. You know what I mean? Let her have experiences, different places. Is a woman talking or she talking how you get to please?
No, but it's true. All right. So if you continue having sex in the bed all the time, and nothing is wrong with that, at least set me in a different position then or something. Set me on the edge of the bed, the corner, something.
One, two, dresser.
I should tell you. On the dresser is nice, ladies. Trust and believe you. Nice.
Can I ask a question with that?
You ask me a question.
Not you. Agent Leon, may I ask a question?
Yes, ask me.
The rose can put in all of them position there.
If what? If what?
Can the rose put you in those positions?
It can't. I say, yes, it wanna know. Yes, it wanna know. No, it can't. But I can put
there's no but. Just ask you one question. And you say
it
no.
can't.
So man,
No,
we
it
still have a
can't.
chance.
No, it can't.
Man, if you not listen to it, we still have a chance. You know what she said? The rules can't do that.
But I mean, it still enhances something. Did you
No,
know though?
but
Did you know though?
that boy hear from you. So yeah, man, out there if you not listen, yeah, she big up the rules, we still have a chance. That's all we want.
And I have no hand to touch me and set me
And
somewhere. But
next question. Let's move on. I've been trying next question. That topic you're at. So we talk about personal growth. All right.
Yeah.
Are men opening up emotionally to their women? A lot of times, if he's not able to please, probably something that you're not doing as well. Probably lack of respect in the relationship will break a lot of tension to a lot of different things, whether it's from the woman or from the man. So, Leona, do you see in a relationship where men are more open to discussing different things? Would I mean that if we look over the budget this week, we look at date nights. Do you think men are able to are changing this macho-ness where they just want to work, come home, bam bam, or just be that man, but they are being more sensitive towards women? You see that happening?
they are still closed. You'll find some that will try to open, but I was having the same conversation with some work friends of mine, and a couple of them were like, yo, them not open up to no woman or say nothing because 1 minute they'll say something and the woman turn around and use it against them, which is something I've seen happen. So they are
Oh, true.
afraid to open and, say, yo, so this is what is happening. I feel this type of way. We are still in that whole thing from back in the days where man for be man and man not open up and man not be emotional. But I like my men very emotional. My personal person, be emotional to me. Tell me when you're upset. Tell me when something bother you. I like that actually. Me not like when I do that tough up your face, want you, I'm a good man. Me not depend that because you're upset. So
Leonie, I
I'm
think in the
to wanna
starting of the conversation, you said you don't like when men are too emotional because they're becoming girls and princesses.
No, big all right. That's different to what I'm saying. No. All right. So
Uh-huh.
in today's men,
Mm.
especially I don't know about overseas, but especially in Jamaica, you have enough man want princess treatment. Like, dude, come on. Nothing is wrong with spoiling your man. But at the end of the day, you want behave, oh my God, I can't do this and I can't
So what
do
if he
that.
spoils you? What if he spoils you? Is it okay for him to expect it from you back as well?
Like I said, you have to know your partner. So if he knows that you aren't able to do it at the time, then he is not going to expect it. But at least give the bare minimum of give him, emotional support. Say, hey, you look nice today, or let me make you dinner or something in return for him
Like while
spoiling
you're
you.
getting ready for work, you help her catch up here and them something like that. You like that,
No,
or
I
you think
don't
that
want
is a girl
nobody
thing?
help me catch up me here. Unless me I want braids, I'm saying, babe, come help me catch up me here or something.
You
But
see what I'm
otherwise,
talking about? That means you don't
otherwise,
want certain type of support.
guys,
I
all
I I
right.
would I would I would help my wife with her hair and hold it and make sure wrap the thing running. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let me ask
saying.
you a question.
If it's like braids or whatever, I mean, I find it cute for him to want to comb your hair, but it's not gonna comb good, so I still have to go do it properly. But
But
it's
it's
the
the fact
thought.
that he's
But
willing to try to help.
yeah, it's the thought that counts. With that, that's different because
Let me
then
ask you a question. If a man having a rough day at work, right?
mhm.
And he comes home and you ask him about it and he just start crying to you. Would you still see him the same way or you
I
even
would
you
still
hush him
see him the
yourself?
same way. I would still see him the same way. Like I said, everybody go through their situations. So it can be just something that happened where him just have enough off and he just want to let it out. I don't have a problem with that.
So a crying man is not a red flag for you.
Nope.
Oh, that's what I want to agree with man.
Eh? No.
What's that in the comment section there?
Some female would be like a crying man is a red flag. If him too bally still in it all depends where my ball boy. Cause if you go, oh my god, if him too bally. But if he's genuinely crying that yo something happened and him don't know how to deal with it, or you know what I mean, then fine. But if every day you get up a ball over fuckery, then come on. Really?
It was like you was like you're like a rough man.
I like a little bit of both. My guy must have a little bit of roughness, a little bit of gentleman, a little bit of
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Me not like rough man who want fight and kick and box man and something. Me not defend that. Sorry, I'm not.
So what? All right. So if you should, because ladies have a lot of different things. I'm gonna go to the next part of the reasoning shortly. But if you should choose, or tell a man, or make a list of things that you're expecting from a man, which you see as these things are things that a man will be able to please a woman with. Name 5.
A love maker. It has to be a love maker.
Jesus.
It has
All right,
to be a love maker. He has to be able to listen. Because when I'm upset, I talk a lot because I want to get it off for me, like get it out. So that's 2. 3, has to be spontaneous. If I even 50% spontaneous, then well, I'm on 3. Number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just 2 more to go.
My guy has to be tall. I like tall guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
We're
the
not
last
discriminating,
one,
but continue.
it is not discriminating. It's just what me like. And I like my man to be able to can cook. Because sometimes I want you cook and I just sit down and eat it.
You know what is funniest thing out of the 5 things that you mentioned? I didn't hear a provider. So you really got the thing started. Eh? So God right
that's
now
why
you're
I'm
listening.
saying I'm
Hold
not
on,
really.
Father listen to you right now, Leonie.
That's why
Father
I'm
listen to you.
saying I'm not.
Hold
That's
on.
yeah.
Father is listening to you. I asked you to name the 5 because I was about to say bless her with the 5 things. So Father, no matter if a man poor, what's the of them thing that give it to Leonie? All right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For me, I am not fazed by a man that has money. I would love to, for me and my person to grow together. Because
Whoa.
nothing wrong with that. I like helping persons. I just me that still. Other persons might be like, that girl here mad or she not think or this and that. But I like to grow with my person.
And we appreciate your honesty. All right. Common sense, make it make sense. We'll be back with questions with Q. Make sure you're going ahead and subscribe and leave your comments. Good conversation here now. Ladies, leave your opinions. We'll be back in a few.
Common sense make it make sense. Now, them say ladies before gentlemen. So before me even say anything, Agent Leonie, may I give you the opportunity to ask the question because I'm each listening. So I'm going to listen at this point in time. Go ahead.
Right. Thanks again for having me, everybody. I'm Agent Leonie. No, my question is, you always hear the guy that want to go against the rose or the toy or the vibrator or whatever. Now, I want to ask, guys, have you ever had sex with a female while she's using a toy? And what was the reaction for you? Q?
Here the thing is, I see no problem in now. Whatever a woman want to do to be satisfied.
Yeah.
Right? Because better she use her rose or whatever she want to do more than use a joke.
True.
Right?
True.
And if a woman have to use a rose, regardless how macho you want to feel or think you are, obviously there's a problem. So we talk about communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Communication, sometimes a person don't even have to say it. Not have to say something to you, you can look into the action. But as I say, Rose can do certain things. So you see, if you're a confident individual, don't make the Rose defeat you because it's a mental thing, you know. So if you make the Rose defeat you, every time you hear the Rose go on, you feel like you're out of service. You will be out of service, right? So,
But what if she's using it while, you two are doing the do? And she just pop it out and start use it while,
no, you see, here we go on. There's a level to spontaneous, you know, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that kick, that gear kick, because you say communication to the honest. So you're communicate with your fellow and you make him know, and him gonna make you know where him comfortable with, and you are gonna make him know what you comfortable with, because you want to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Maybe him laugh about it, maybe you laugh about it. You know, other little thing go on, maybe that are the foreplay, because him not go do certain things. You know, so
Right.
and most man I say, yo, you know.
Enough.
Yeah.
So, Kemar, what about you?
Sorry. Right, so the question, I think, I've dated women in the past where, I went there and I saw them have like a little setup, them have them draw where it's like, them have them thing in there, so them
But Kemar,
VOBs.
you reached tonight draw. Another draw me I talk about, What I'm
No,
asking.
me just say, yeah, but I have made those things redundant, so it wasn't necessary anymore. So I think as long as if you're able to do your thing, then you're good. You don't have to worry about it. But it's not everybody, is able to do that. So
okay. And which
All right, so here says something that I think Q said it, that if a woman has to use that means that you're not doing something right. But a lot of things can become habits and addiction. She could be using it before she entered the relationship. And based on studies, it shows that a lot of women who use this, because it's the hardcore vibration on the clitoris lose that sensitivity. So they always long for it. And because it becomes such a dependable partner. You know what I mean? But as Jackson says, if you step in that relationship, and you mention it as a man and you're confident enough, it wouldn't be so much of a profound issue or problem. You can able to know your partner. We talk about the KYP, know your partner. And that's why I said this communication is vital in a relationship. You know what I mean? I hear said just pop out. No, man, you can't pop out nothing during love making. You don't have to have that conversation. You're setting up yourself.
Sometimes you don't have the conversation. Sometimes it's the whole continuity of it.
You're not pop out
where
no
you're like, okay, let me try something.
No, man, you're not pop out no time during sex.
Suppose they changed position and she said, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
She
just pull out the jar.
Yeah, okay, understand that. Oh, well, Jackson, you could talk for that. I can't talk for that. But in any case, I'm saying once you have that conversation, we're talking about a man knowing his woman and can able to please her. You know what I mean? If you like certain things, I tell a partner. If the partner say, yo, that's a no-no or that's a red flag for me, it's best that you don't continue the relationship. Because again, as I talk about the beginning of this podcast, if you're faking, you're lying. And if you're lying, your relationship gonna be dying. Yeah.
Zane. All right, I have another question, right? There's this thing of men wanting to have, since y'all are against the whole rose thing or whatever, there's this thing where men...
Stop. Stick a pin right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Stick the pin.
Stick the pin. I remember what me saying. There's a lot of things that man can do that a rose can do.
Cannot.
Yeah,
Ooh,
can do.
cannot.
Rose can lift up a woman.
You see, come with, yeah. We all know that a rose can lift up a woman, but not every man can lift up them woman either.
But it can lift up her, it can't even lift up her foot. The rose
Yeah.
still can do that.
Of course, the rose can lift up her foot. Of course, Because
Yeah,
while
voluntary
she's
reaction.
being
Oh, no, hold on, Leonie. You sound like you give this rose too much credit.
while she's being stimulated by the rose and she's coming, she just spread her legs up in the air. Hello, that's lifting up her feet.
Leonie, they have an next question. Go on.
So, a lot of guys they wanting to have a threesome, right? How do you guys feel about the whole situation of that? If she's saying she don't like that, are you going to go out of the relationship to have your threesome? If she says she don't like it, just like how you don't like the rose and she do away with it, are you going to do away with that notion of, all right, she don't like the threesome business, so let me just get it out of my mind? Are you still going to go outside and get it because you still want it?
Wait, where is it? Where is it that go? K what?
Nobody
KYP.
with that.
KYP. Know your partner.
Nobody with that. Nobody with that.
We asking that question, Leonie.
Anyone that you can answer. I wouldn't ask Kemar because Kemar is a married man. I'm not sure if Q is married. But Wita, you can answer this too. You first, as a matter of fact.
But I'm answering question just the same. Shocker.
Breaking news.
But let me answer your question just the same. You have to understand that if your partner does not entertain certain idea, and that's what I talk about, having that communication from the get-go, you can't force your partner to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not something that she want to take part of. But you see what the problem is? A lot of women talk to the partner before they get serious. I like doing this, I like having fun, I like doing this. And when this thing gets serious now, nobody share with nobody. So if you're so bad with them, the people, why difference?
So hold on. You've had partners that tell you they want to do threesome with you in the beginning and then.
No, you're being personal. No, I'm being general.
General, yeah.
No, I've heard of cases where I've seen that on many podcasts where men said that they don't want to talk a certain type of talk, whether in a group settings before they get personal.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get in the relationship, they're gonna like, yeah, but with you different, I'm not share you with nobody or whatever. And the men are saying like, if you did so fun, probably that they attract me from day one. So why with me, you want to change that personality? You understand? Probably that demanded. So if you used to do, for example, it's come like when before you're married, right? You used to do a lot of things, and as you get married, it change. You know what I mean? And that's why I said communication is vital. You can't force your partner to do anything. You have to have that communication. You have to create that level ground. And two of you agree on certain things. I don't think no man should force the woman to do a threesome. I don't think no man should force the man to use rose on them. It's a conversation that should be had if you guys. Yeah, it's a lot of people don't understand relationship. You can't be selfish in it. As a newly married man, you have to know for compromise. You have to be able to have that discussion and try not to force. You understand? All with a gun, man. A brand new with this.
All right, so. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. All right.
Probably the final one going in conversation change with me.
Yeah, man, it's.
It now come after. Somebody, Q, ask the question.
Thank you. Q, yeah. Me, no. So, Q, your turn.
My turn. So, here the thing is, people have fantasy in different time in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, female, if your partner say to you, right, you have to think about it because that means they want it, right? You probably want to try two females, you never tried it, and you plan to spend the rest of your life with, you know, sometimes that can save a relationship.
Yes.
Sometimes it can't. Sometimes you might.
That's a good tagline. Threesome can save a relationship.
Oh, move on, someone. And that with you know. That
And
with
sometimes,
you know.
and sometimes it can
Hold
damage,
on.
and sometimes it can damage a relationship.
True.
Yeah.
So, so it's two ways to look at it. It's not no one way. So, saying yes to something, you must know. Females, if you're saying yes to something, you must know if you can manage it. Right? Just like woman that say you're into certain things, woman can say they're not into certain things. It's all about, as with when I say, where you say K what?
KYP.
KYP, know your partner.
Yeah. It
New
can save your
tagline.
relationship. But Agent Leone, you have any more questions?
For right now, no, I don't have any more questions. Do you guys have any
You
more
might ask her
questions for
that
me?
too.
That it?
No,
I'm
here the
gonna
thing is
ask her
no.
if she have no more questions.
No, here the thing is no.
Yeah,
Here the thing
we are sweat you. I know that to it.
no, here the thing now, right? So are men still pleasing their partner? We'll cover sex with Leone. Because Leone go through the corner, go through the key wall, go through the window, go through everywhere. But do you think having kids with an individual change the whole relationship, Leone, Agent Leone?
I believe it does, because what you used to do before having kids, not all the time you'll be able to do it just the same. So for the female, especially when she's going through the whole postpartum aspect after having kids, um, she's not going to be able to do that whole 24/7 of sexual activities she used to do before, while the guy is not getting that from her. So automatically, he might go outside. But then, with not understanding of what she's going through, it's also hard on her part because she's going to try to explain. He's not going to want to listen because he want release. So it's a bag of things. So kids do change a lot of things when it comes on to relationship. But if you guys are strong enough, or if a couple is strong enough to work it out or work on it, it will still work. Things will still work. But it does change a lot of aspect of a relationship. But it's just for you to know how you can deal with it, how the man can help the female, how the female can help the man, and they both work together. But if one person is not willing to work on it, then it go just dwindle away.
Okay. So you guys cover on a lot of things. Do you think that love play a very important role in a relationship? Because you can have sex with, you can have intercourse with an individual and it's extremely great.
Mm-hmm.
We don't love them.
True.
So do you think that play a very important role? Because we're talking about men are pleasing their woman. What if you're getting one, but you're not getting the next thing? Would you still be satisfied?
Ooh, that's a tough question. So
Stop.
that's a tough question, to be
You're
honest.
the serious one. But you
Well,
could answer, love is a must. I don't care about anything else. All right.
Oh, no, I can genuinely love a guy, but he can't please me sexually with the woman going to have to go find something or somebody
You want
else.
your rose?
Are the rose? Can use the
No,
rose
no,
too.
it's so like rose drop shot just now.
No. All right. So honestly speaking, you can love someone, but you don't have a sexual desire for them. Or you know, and you can genuinely have somebody else that you have this great sexual desire with or affection with, but you don't love them. You just love the fact say, oh, the sex good.
So which one you would give up then? Can't think so hard. Leonie,
No,
come on,
honestly,
man.
for me, I would get, okay. You see, the one that I love now, the one that I love, like genuinely and truly
Oh, yeah,
love.
you're in love with him, yeah.
Stick up in.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example when Witter say, woman shave them eyebrow and use eyeliner and cut off them here and
God
put on
can't
the
please, you know.
No, you know. We know.
No, I want to wonder, I wonder now, is it a case where man now plays woman or woman just can't be satisfied? Can
You know,
hear me ask you a simple question like that.
you know, I'm not going to pick up for the females in this one in terms of
No, you
sometimes
are.
we really can't be satisfied, but there can be compromise from the guy's side. Because if
No, but
I
you still answer the
genuinely,
question. No,
we're
you
not,
still not answer the
you know,
question.
and that's what I'm going into. So if I genuinely love my partner, as you say, communication, I'm going to talk to him and be like, okay, I do love you, you love me, we're in this from a long time, but I'm not getting that pleasure that I want from you. And this is what is happening. And if we go to the test where we're talking about it, but there is still no
So Leonie, he's doing everything right, but he just can't get that part right.
you
You want
just
end the
can't get the
relationship?
partner. I'm not going to end the relationship. May I just talk to him and say, all right, these are some things that we can do. Because you have some relationship nowadays where it's like an open relationship. You're
Huh?
still married.
No, Rasta.
Wait. And it happens so much they might not glorify it, but it does happen. Because you have married man out there who are married and much years relationship, but still having side piece. The side piece give the sex and
You don't
everything,
know
but
about
Leonie,
excuse me?
that.
Leonie.
No, continue, Leonie.
Hold on with her. Hold on with her.
Yes.
Leonie, I asked you that question about 5 minutes ago. You're still not
Q,
giving an
leave me
answer.
alone, Q, leave me. Q, you answer the question.
No,
You
no,
answer
no.
the question.
I asked
No,
you a
you
question.
answer the question. I'm not going to give up the person I love. Women know say genuinely love me if it's just some sex. Because the
But
sex go down
you
off
gonna
after
talk to
a
him about
while.
open relationship because he can't please you.
Hey,
No, I'm saying it happens in real life. No, it's something that is happening. They might not glorify it and say,
No,
okay,
but we're
it's an
asking
open
you.
relationship, but it happens.
We're asking you, what would you
About
do
10
if
minutes now, Leonie. You're still
Me,
not
I go
answer.
talk to him and say, yo, Ray. If him say, boy, there's nothing me can do, me go suggest in having a side piece. And
so
if
you got
Ray is
it's
Ray.
so it's
No,
so
but
like
Leonie,
it's so like
hold
she
on.
give up the
Hold
sex.
on, Jackson.
No,
I ask you
that's
a
what I'm
question.
saying. I would
No,
give up the
I ask you a
sex.
question.
I would.
I ask you a question. Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on. Listen to the question again.
I sure I never saw
If
that
you
yet.
should choose
Yeah.
between
Love
love,
or sex.
which one would you choose?
I would choose love. I give up sex, man. I go pick
After you
sex.
go all the way around this, it takes a long to answer that.
No, I was answering it, but I was giving you ideas of what
That's what I can argue of
situations
the
that
sex, man.
happen.
Because you talk about next partner
So
and all
which
them
one
things.
you would
All right,
have
so
give?
Leon, let me ask you the next
Wait,
thing.
hold on, wait. You have to answer. Which one would you give up?
But I give up sex. Who want to be in a no? Who
Hold on,
want
hold
to
on.
be in a world? No, I want to know who want to be in a world without love.
You have a point. So
But you know
I
the
would get
difference.
that. I would give up
No,
sex.
So let me ask
It's
this next
different. It's
question.
different
Let
for
me ask
man.
this
It's
next
different for man.
question.
Cause guess what?
Hold on.
Oh,
I've
we
been
No,
trying
different
to
to
tell
hold
you.
man.
on, no. Hold on. It's different for man because
It-
it's hard for a woman get sex wrong. It's easier for a man get sex wrong than a woman because
When,
not care how bad the sex is, you still a go, reach your destination.
when
But
him
with
young.
the
No, Jackson,
with
when
the
him young.
huh?
Jackson, you're not
What,
talking right, man. A
Jackson.
lot of man will have sex with a woman and come, but they're not satisfied.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
but
next thing you
Yeah,
need to look at.
that's
When you
true.
reach a
That's
certain
true. That's
level,
true.
you're pre that. No, but look
Yeah,
at it
that's
this.
true.
Look at this, Leonie.
yeah.
If we should go back to the olden days where your courtship, and a lot of persons still do it as related to church. you're dating and then you get married. And when you get married to that person, Leonie, because that person fit everything. But when you get married to that person, because they'll never go ahead and sin and wait for marriage to have sex.
Yeah.
And when you marry to that person and realize that that package is something that cannot fit, or that key cannot fit the key hole. Would you still think about
Can't fit in a big way or can't fit in a small way?
you just
hold
can't
on.
satisfy you? It can't
No,
satisfy
hold
you.
on. We think
It can't
we
satisfy
think
you,
it too
but
long.
you know that
We
this
think it
person
too
really
long.
loves you and you love this person. Or you
Oh,
continue.
Lord.
I mean, we're married. I will find a way to work it out. Like if you say, don't this, I can't work somewhere else after work.
I think we're too long on this now because there's more in relationship more than sex.
Yeah.
Right?
That's all you need. It looks
Right.
like all you need.
So
And now I come back on the podcast. For me.
so I mentioned love, right?
Yeah.
Because here why I say that to you. When you get older, you want to spend time with someone, right? You want to know that that person cares about you. So, because what talk about is if man still please the woman, right? So we cover everything about that department. But there's other ways, right? In terms of somebody to make you laugh, right? You think that is important? Do you think that is pleasing you? Somebody who make you have fun, somebody who make you laugh, you know what I mean? To make you feel excited. You think that is important?
That is that is important because why be with someone where every day and a screw with one another and no laughter, no little happiness, no nothing at all. That's
And
sad.
you think that is pleasing?
It is a form of emotional pleasing. So
Fun and laughter.
spiritual pleasing as well. So that is pleasing. That's why I said in the beginning there is different form of pleasurable pleasing stuff.
Yeah, she didn't mention some different things. I have to pick up here. She mentioned a lot of different things.
So here another point I'm gonna raise to you. A man being a defender, like picking up for you, having your back. Do you think that is pleasing to you?
Yes, no one mind to pick up for me. All when it was the wrong, just afterwards I be what happened, why right? But yeah, pick up for me to tell me when I'm wrong though. Tell me when I'm wrong. But
In private,
yeah,
not in public.
private, not in public. Don't call me in public. That's embarrassing. But tell me when I'm wrong. But I still want you to defend me, especially if it's a situation where you definitely know I can't defend myself. But but now I say I go out there and box down a boy or but still defend me. Yeah, me like that.
What's up? You realize the woman wrong. wrong.
Can't make you look soft in public.
Would you apologize on behalf of her or would you continue an argument on behalf of her?
Wait, that's your question.
I know. Calm down. I know. I'm the type of person to think before I speak. No, it depends on the situation. I didn't get much concept to work with. But if it's a case where, you know what I mean, she's in a discussion with a group settings and realizing that she's wrong based on a discussion or whatever, apologizing for her then and there is also insulting her. So I would probably lean towards saying, well, you can't beat her for your opinion if that's her opinion or that's her view or that's her view. I would say like that. But I wouldn't say, I apologize that she don't know about football and she had to talk about football. That's cutting her down and kind of shit. Chances are she probably get disrespectful and say, but you don't know about this. That's going to happen. But when you kind of insult people in public, you will see different personalities. So you have to be careful with that. And that's how we're talking about the KYP, knowing your partner. Yeah.
Jackson, what if it's she and her mother?
Lord Jesus.
Especially if she and her mother, you have to pick up for her.
So you want to be that
if a
bad
woman and the
son-in-law?
mother argue, are you gonna pick the mother side? Sorry if you're the
No,
brother.
but what if your wife wrong?
You're the innate.
So you're gonna pick up for her even though you know she wrong.
Well, I mean, so it depends. Here's how I look at it, right? You can either be right and go on your bed and you get the cold shoulder all night, or you pick up fear and you get to cuddle and have a nice like, warm embrace and thing. You understand me? I say, so you decide the type of night what you want to have. So if you decide, say,
Hey, come on,
being
so politically
right. No,
answering this
if you want to be right in that situation and take that moment, and then because of that moment you have a weaker cold shoulder, then go ahead. But you have to make that decision in that moment.
Leonie,
Mhm.
would you consider if you and your mother at right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're in the heat, you can't see if you're wrong or you're right.
Right.
And you realize you go home and you realize it, you did dead wrong. And your husband pick up for you against your mother. You're gonna see him as a strong man or a weak man.
I mean,
Leonie, it takes an answer.
no,
So like you ask
yeah,
Leonie, you want to talk to Leonie?
you have to pick up for me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to see him as strong or weak. It's just that you're defending me and you're
Yeah.
white. So
Got your
that's
back.
how I'm going to look at it.
No, but that thing can backfire a certain way, Why for the back, but it can backfire. Look on this. Supposing you're picking up for her, and you're gonna say something, and she said, "No, don't you dare say that to my mom." I told my mother to say that one.
It's a thin line.
No, but I wouldn't expect a man to go out of the way. You're picking up for me, but at the end of the day, you're not supposed to turn around and be like, yo, go Ray, mommy,
No. It could be a case like,
no.
you have to go there, so it can be a case like, mommy, your daughter right or you're wrong. And mommy does get disrespectful.
But Leonie, hear the next thing too, right? So like you like a yes man.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm like
Because
a yes man.
no, think about this, right?
Yeah.
If you're wrong and you go home and you feel bad now because you realize it, you should have been corrected, right? And you realize it, your man pick up for you against your mother. Tomorrow you'll go back over there because of your mother and you're going to apologize. You're going to bring your husband?
No.
Why?
What am I going to bring him for? I'm going to go to my mom as my mom and be like, okay, I'm sorry for this happen, blah, blah, blah. She must go understand, say, my husband.
But she'll go get the man. She'll go get the man.
Pick up for me, eh?
Why can't you tell us
You let the man have problem, she'll go
Can't
get the
go.
man.
No, why she tell us that you have no
Remember
backbone?
now, at the end of the day, she as a wife, as just as I am, I have to know, say, at the end of the day, her husband, the pick up for she just the same. So my husband should do the same. So she should look at it as if I go outside the road or whatever the case is, my man is going to be my defender. So even if she's upset with him, yeah, she go upset with him for one day or whatever, but at the end of the day, she is still going to see that, okay, you have a man behind you that's protecting you in case anything will happen, him going to defend you just the same. So not because she's the mother, she's my mommy, or whatever, him afraid to say, mommy, you're wrong, or this and that, or blah, blah, blah.
So you think at all times, whether you're wrong or right, your man for have your back and him for correct you.
Not him go tell me something wrong behind closed doors. He does nothing.
Yeah.
Three,
You know what
just
you know what happen?
what?
You're gonna drive one day, right?
Yeah.
And you tell the man say, take the left because the left is the right way to go. And he knows so one precipice over there. And then I'm gonna take the left because you always right and the car full of people. No, I
A
know.
different
The car
something.
full of
Different
people.
something
No,
now.
but that's a
No,
whole
no, no,
different.
hold
No,
on,
that's a
no,
whole
hold
different
on,
thing.
hold
Different
on,
something you
hold
talk
on.
about.
No. If you listen
Yeah.
to what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. If you make the left turn, you'll go over a cliff. Sometimes a man
Figuratively.
must be a man and say, yo, listen me, that is the right way and that is the way we're going. Sometimes a man have to take control because women are emotional sometimes, right?
True. I will
So,
give you that.
so at some point in time, you can't always make the woman have the lead because the woman will come back and say to you, say, then if you see me I did the wrong thing, why you never correct me? Why you make me embarrass myself in front of everybody? And not only that, you not correct me. You make me continue and you back me. So
That's
what
why
I'm getting,
that's why
what
I
I'm getting,
had said before that the man can correct me, but just don't do it in a way in public where it sounds embarrassing.
him have to
So
shout.
uh,
Him don't have to shout,
right, he doesn't have to shout, but
but he
he
can
can
correct me.
correct me, and not all the time. But go, you have to just say, "Oh yeah, you're correct, baby. Oh yeah, okay, baby. Oh, all right, baby." No, that annoying too. Like everything we say, you go just agree. No.
Because if you do something, if you do something wrong, and Missy say it I got embarrassed you two away, you can just look by and say you need to shape up yourself.
No, you can't tell me that in a public. That sounds
No,
disrespectful.
you gonna know my look. Me not have to talk. Me gonna look by you and you gonna say, you gonna know say it's either something not right.
No, I'm going to ask you where you look for.
No. But here up now. Maybe cut that out now. All right. We'll get to that point, right? So the friendship,
Yeah.
right? I guess that fall under friendship. So you think your partner being your best friend is pleasing to you, or you feel like your man should be your man and not your best friend?
It's the best of both worlds sometimes. But females need a best friend apart from their partner. Because not everything you can say to your partner that he's going to feel comfortable with or she's going to feel comfortable with. So, while yes, some persons grow together with their partner, being their best friend, and them just end up being together, that's good and dandy as well. But sometimes you do need someone else to share things with that they'll understand more different from your partner because your partner can use it against you in future, believe it or not.
With her. Any final word? Or Jackson, any final word towards that?
For me, we talk about KYP, knowing your partner. Have that discussion, that difficult discussion with your partner. Makes no sense, both of you taking each other for a ride. A lot of partners or a lot of persons who are couples together and they really don't even know
Each other.
the desire or the passion or a lot of things when it comes to your partner. Have that discussion. Communication is vital. And we'll talk about the listening skills. You know, you have to be willing to listen as well. And not listen to respond or judge, but listen to understand. As far as I see, able to please a woman, we don't want to go around what Leonie keep on mentioning. That seems like it's number one in the book. So let's not lean to our own understanding. A female is giving her views, so we need to listen. And also apply things that we can bring to the table of the relationship as well. You know, I love to see a beautiful relationship. You know, black love is beautiful, or any love in the world. So to reach that stage with your partner is to learn to communicate, as we said, listen, provide information. Ladies, don't allow him to read your mind at all time. Sometimes his superpower will have a little kryptonite to it. So, you know, speak to your partner, let him know what is bothering you and how he can improve himself.
True.
That's what I would say.
Jackson.
Yeah, man. I think you know, with a touched on it, we all touched on it, but you know, communication is key, right? we did talk a lot about sex. So I know that's a big one. But, it doesn't have to be a taboo subject, right? You can ask your partner what they like in the bedroom. What do you want me to do more of? What do you want me to do less of, kind of thing, right? And just kind of be open, as Leonie said, especially if you're in a committed long-term relationship. You want to be open to try some things, but you have to be the man or the woman or whatever the case is and draw a line somewhere, right? Can try something, but you don't have to try everything, right?
True.
And if it's
Don't have to
a
try.
long-term relationship, if it's a long-term relationship, certain things are not going to be a deal breaker. Threesome was mentioned. That's not going to be a deal breaker if you don't want to do that, right? But overall, as I mentioned, I think communication is one of the most important things. Be open and, definitely ask and accept the feedback. When a person asks you something or they tell you something, don't just think about it and make it seem as if the person is attacking you. And when you're giving feedback, don't do it in an attacking way. Do it in a loving way, right?
True.
And just keep the communication going, man. I think that's one of the keys to a happy and long relationship.
And we're about to wrap up. But Leonie, do you think sex is the most important thing of pleasing a woman in a relationship?
Yes. It's one of. It's not the most important thing, but it's one of.
So it's in the top 3 or top 2?
It's in the top 3.
Okay, all right.
It's top 3, but it's not 3.
It's not.
And
So we don't want to
there you
start
have
a
it.
conversation. We can edit.
There you have it. Common sense, make it make sense. With up. Agent
Make
Leon.
sure to subscribe. Make sure to comment.
Follow AJ Leone
Follow
on
Agent
Instagram.
Leone as well. Follow us on Instagram, on all the platforms, Kommon Cents University. Thanks for growing up, and we appreciate it.